Hello, hello, hello there! So, welcome back to the channel, guys. This is going to be something a little bit different. This is something of akin to talking about fantasy books, a list of fantasy books, but not just any list, a list by black authors. And today is a day where everyone is supporting online and Instagram, Twitter, all of that kinds of posting a single black picture and then doing a little bit more, hyping up businesses, hyping up the movement itself. But I wanted to do something a little bit more in a way that I thought I could help by talking about the different books that black authors have made in the fantasy genre, because fantasy genre is my favorite genre, because, fucking dragons, swords, and shit is awesome. Anyway, so the first book we're going to talk about is called The Rage of Dragons by Evan Winters. The Omahai people have been fighting an unwinnable fight for almost 200 years. Their society has been built around war and only war. The lucky ones are born gifted. One in every 2,000 women has the power to call down dragons. One in every 100 men is able to magically transform himself into a bigger, stronger, faster killing machine. Everyone else is fodder, designed to fight and die in an endless war. Young, gifted, less Tao knows all this, but he has a plan of escape. He's going to get himself injured, get out early, and settle down to marriage, children, and land. Only he doesn't get the chance. Those closest to him are brutally murdered, and his grief swiftly turns to anger. Fixated on revenge, Tao dedicates himself to an unthinkable path. He'll become the greatest swordsman to ever live, a man willing to die 100,000 times for the chance to kill the three who betrayed him. Now that sounds like an awesome book. That sounds, honestly, okay, so I'm just going into this blind, but honestly, like any fantasy book, in my opinion, sounds fucking awesome. And that definitely does. Now, on to the next book. If it loads. Black Leopard, Red Wolf by Marlon James. In the first novel in Marlon James' Dark Star trilogy, myth, fantasy, and history come together to explore what happens when a mercenary is hired to find a missing child. Tracker is known far and wide for his skills as a hunter. He has a nose, people say. Engaged to track down a mysterious boy who disappeared 3 years earlier, Tracker breaks his own rule of always working alone when he finds himself part of a group that comes together to search for the boy. The band is a hodgepodge full of unusual characters with secrets of their own, including a shape-shifting man-animal known as Leopard. Drawing from African history, mythology, and his own rich imagination, Marlon James has written an adventure that's also an ambitious, involving read, defying categorization and full of unforgettable characters. Black Leopard, Red Wolf explores the fundamentals of truth, the limits of power, the excesses of ambition, and our need to understand them all. That sounds like an awesome book. I always love a buddy, like, adventure type stories that has, like, characters coming together, characters that evolve and have something to say to each other, not just bouncing off yes man. And hopefully, you know what? I'm actually gonna pick that one up myself. I'm gonna pick up The Rage of Dragons, and I'm gonna pick up Red Leopard. That's what I'm gonna do because I love those. Now you might be thinking, what about the women black authors, Taco? What about them? You bastard! Why are you gonna forget about them? Nah. See, I got the vibes right here, boy. We got a next book called The Good Luck Girls by Charlotte Nicole Davis. I'm sorry if I butchered your name. I am an English major and I still cannot read. The irony hits. Alright, so, the Good Luck Girls. The country of Arquetta calls them Good Luck Girls. They know their luck is anything but. Sold to a welcome house as children and branded with cursed markings, trapped in a life they would never have chosen. When Clementine accidentally murders a man, the girls risk a dangerous escape and harrowing journey to find freedom, justice, and revenge in a country that wants them to have none of those things. Pursued by Arquetta's most vicious and powerful forces, both human and inhuman, their only hopes lies in a bedtime story passed from one good-lucked girl to another. A story that only the youngest or most desperate would ever believe. It's going to take more than luck for them all to survive. That also sounds pretty good. That's like a cool little story of like adventure, just like an escape story. I love escape stories. I love it. Like, I love planning stories. You know what? A story that comes close is, oddly enough, something that I say almost. I don't like it, but I almost like it. Sucker Punch, because Sucker Punch. Sucker Punch is a disappointment, honestly. It could have done so much more, but instead, it's a fucking fantasy world. Ah, no, it's not a fantasy world. It's just everyone's fucking crazy. That's it. Oh, what's that? It's a burlesque thing. Oh, fake out. It's not really a burlesque thing. Ha ha ha. No, it's so stupid. Anyway, so next one by another female black author, Kingdom of Souls by Raina Barron. Barron. Hopefully I said it right. Oh shit. Born into a family of powerful witch doctors, Era yearns for magic of her own, but each year she fails to call forth her ancestral powers, while her ambitious mother watches with growing disapproval. There's only one thing Aura hasn't tried, a deadly last resort, trading years of her own life for scraps of magic, until the kingdom's children begin to disappear, and Aura is desperate to find the culprit. She uncovers something worse. The long-imprisoned Demon King is stirring, and if he rises, his hunger for souls will bring the world to its knees, unless Aura pays the price for the magic to stop him. Honestly, that's pretty, honestly, that's good. That's a good one. That's a really good one right there. Like, I'm vibing with that one, to be honest. Jeez, I'm gonna fucking put that in my wanting to read. Oh god, I have to sign in. Rather not. Anyway, The Water Dancer by Ta-Nehisi Coates. Oh man, I'm so butchering the name. Young Hiram Walker was born into bondage. When his mother was sold away, Hiram was robbed of all memory of her, but was gifted with a mysterious power. Years later, when Hiram almost drowns in a river, that same power saves his life. This brush with death births an urgency in Hiram and a daring scheme to escape from the only home he's ever known. So begins an unexpected journey that takes Hiram from the corrupt grandeur of Virginia's proud plantation to desperate guerrilla cells in the wilderness, from the coffin of the Deep South to dangerously utopic movements in the North. Even as he's enlisted in the underground war between slavers and the enslaved, Hiram resolves to rescue the family he's left behind indoors. You know? Yeah, I vibe with that one too. Maybe that one's not more to my taste, but I like a little bit more magic stuff. But honestly, promising book. Now The Deep by Rivers Solomon, David Diggs, and William Houston, Jonathan Snipes, by a bunch of authors actually. Yetu holds the memories for her peeper, water-dwelling descendants of pregnant African slave women thrown overboard by slave owners, who live idyllic lives in the deep. Their past, too traumatic to be remembered regularly, is forgotten by everyone, save one, the historian. This demanding role has been bestowed on Yetu. Yetu remembers for everyone, and the memories, painful and wonderful, traumatic and terrible and miraculous, are destroying her. And so she flees to the surface, escaping the memories, the expectations, and responsibilities, and discovers a world her people left behind long ago. Yetu will learn more than she ever expected to about her own past and about the future of her people. If they are all to survive, they'll need to reclaim the memories, reclaim their identity, and own who they really are. Inspired by a song produced by the rap group Clipping for this American Life episode, We Are in the Future, The Deep is vividly original and uniquely affecting. That sounds pretty cool, actually. It'd be about mermaids. It'd be about them sirens, baby! Them sirens! Honestly, it sounds pretty cool. I dig it. David Mogo, The God Hunter, or just God Hunter, by Sui Davies Okunbawa, I think. Hopefully I said it right. Oh geez. Nigerian god Punk, a powerful and atmospheric urban fantasy set in Lagos. Since the Orisha War that rained thousands of deities down on the streets of Lagos, David Mogo, or Mago, demigod, scours Echo's dank underbelly for a living wage as a freelance god hunter, despite pulling his biggest feat yet by capturing a high god for a renowned Echo wizard. David knows his job's bad luck. He's proved right when the wizard conjures a legion of taboos, feral godling, child hybrids to seize Lagos for himself. To fix his mistake and keep Lagos standing, David teams up with his foster wizard, the high god twin sisters, and a speech-impaired Muslim teenage girl to defeat the wizard. Honestly, wow, that's oof. I do like them stories against God. Any story that fucking goes against God like that, like a very ignorant, very like arrogant type God, that's put in my veins, baby, because that's what I want. Now we got our last book, and this one's the most cool one that I thought, because I love them space stories too. So this isn't quite fantasy, it's science fiction. And yes, they are different. Please, don't at me. Do you dream of Terra 2 by Temi O? A century ago, scientists theorized that a habitable planet existed in a nearby solar system. Today, 10 astronauts will leave a dying Earth to find it. 4 are decorated veterans of the 20th century space race, and 6 are teenagers, graduates of the exclusive Dalton Academy, who've been in training for this mission for most of their lives. It will take the team 23 years to reach Terra 2, 23 years spent in close quarters, 23 years with no one to rely on but each other, 23 years with no rescue possible should something go wrong. And something always goes wrong. Ooh, give me that space opera fucking insanity, fucking interstellar shit right there, because that is what I want. That is what I want. I'm gonna add this. No, I can't sign in. So, you know what? I'm gonna keep that in mind. I'm gonna keep this video in mind. I'm gonna pick up Do You Dream of Terra 2, because I want that shit. Give me that. Now, that brings an end to our list. Hopefully all these books are something that you would want to read, because I certainly want to read a few of these. Some are not quite my taste, some are a little bit more less fantasy than I would like, mainly because I like me them dragons, I like me them fucking giant swords, but I also like me them spaceships, and I like me some fucking space. But honestly, every single book of these has a unique identity. Has a fucking, I can already tell from like the what summaries that these have a lot of passion already in them, and like, gosh, just pick up these books, guys. Just go ahead and do it. I am going to pick up one of these books in a few, hopefully when I have enough money to like get these books. But honestly, like, yeah, go for it. And so that brings an end to our video. I hope you liked it. You know what? Share it around. This isn't going to be monetized. I don't even have enough subscribers to monetize, but I don't fucking want to monetize it if I had to. So just like legit share it. Protest, # Black Lives Matter, and fuck them police. See you around, guys.